Okay, hi. How you been? Sorry, I was running around. Okay, not really. I tried to get a sketch done. I don't know if people or you over there are aware, but I'm not very good at drawing anime. Like even if it turns out pretty good, it's a struggle. It's like it's weird. I like anime. I like watching the anime. I like reading the manga when I can, but for some whatever reason, it doesn't really translate for me well onto drawing. And if it does, it's I don't know about luck, but I have to push myself more to get this down. How you been over there? Oh, sorry. I have my earphones on. Oh, okay. So, let's see. Happy Wednesday. I hope I can fix, what's her face? Rini, is that her name? Or Shiriusa? The English and Japanese names keep mishmashing because I grew up with the English dub, but I don't remember ever finishing Sailor Moon. It wasn't it's not like I hate it. I don't. It's just it didn't interest me as much, but I can appreciate like the fan art. Well, not even fan art, but also the original work by the mangaka. And I need to remind myself not to use too much of my usual words. Hey, how you doing? I'm just trying to clean this up because I have to do watercolor and I'm not good at watercolor. What's up? But I need lines. I'm a weak baby with there's no line guidance. And I'm also trying to make it not as dark. So this is kind of why I avoided doing watercolor. I have to make the line art with the pencils a lot cleaner because usually I'm lazy. Thank you. I'm a little bit in a rush because today is my kid's last day of school and I forgot one person to give a gift to because she works really hard while I do not, because I get sick easily, so I feel bad. And so I'm trying to make some, like, I already have 2 little gifts in mind, but I figured because she works hard and I think she likes Sailor Moon. Some of the gifts her kid gives out to the class involve Sailor Moon, so I'm assuming the mom likes Sailor Moon. All right, so what am I doing with my life? Sorry, I my brain froze. So yeah, today's my kid's last day of school. I gave some gifts out to a few people that I'm familiar with. I wish I can give more to other people, but I don't know them well enough or interacted with them. Plus, it saves me the trouble of buying gifts for other people because I'm like, the longer I stay, the longer I feel obligated to, well, not just obligated, I just want to show appreciation, but it does add up when it comes to gift giving. And I like gifts. Who doesn't like gifts? But I also have to be careful with gift giving, especially if I encounter people who take advantage of the gift giverings. Oh, shoot, I missed a part. Okay, that's fine. And it's not going to be totally like, I'm trying to not totally copy because I need to stop doing that. I need to practice my own style, whatever the heck that is. And so I also am not very good with watercolor because I have to keep my line art clean, like I mentioned. And I also am a sloppy person with pencils. I used to be clean with pencil art once upon a time, and it depends on what I'm drawing, especially if it's like a portrait. I don't mind keeping it clean. But if it's something in general, like just the pencil art in general, when I know I'm going to cover it up with paint or crayon, marker, whatever color medium I'm using, I will tend to get a little bit sloppy. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but if you can hide it well, or it can work, it works in your favor, it should be fine. But in my case with this, I'm not familiar with this. I don't do this that often because I don't like doing extra prep work when I can totally not do it. But in this case, I think it's worth it. Plus, the art style from Sailor Moon, from the original artist or mangaka, she uses watercolor, I'm pretty sure, and it looks so freaking pretty. And I try to want to follow up on that. Ah, they left. Wah, okay. I am not crying. Okay. I can't. I'm too busy. So yeah, recently I've been a little bit more busier than usual because I was trying to get gifts for kids. I was trying to get something for my own kid for his little graduation ceremony. And it's not bad. It's just, it's kind of a lot. So I was kind of running around these past handfuls of days, and I'm also a little bit, I'm always under the weather, but I think this is health related and I need to take care of myself. Like, duh, it's easier said than done sometimes, especially if you're rushing and you don't have time to make things like prep your food. And you're like, I have to make stuff. I have to chop vegetables. So that's my fault. I know. Just when things are hectic and I'm like rushing around a lot, I tend to not do as much healthy prep stuff. Oh shoot, this is a little dark, but I won't do too much, just certain areas here and there. That's fine, right? I don't know. Well, the good thing about watercolor is you don't have to be really heavy on the color. You can just do a dab, especially if you're doing the brush marker. I mean, the watercolor markers. There's also the watercolor pencils. I've tried it, but I don't remember. Oh no, it's bleeding. And that's the other thing what I wasn't very familiar. I'm not very fond of with watercolor. If you're in a rush, like me, some of the color will bleed into the other ones that you're like, and I have to wait for it to dry. I do have that elusive heat gun, but I don't feel like using it right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm paying for it dearly. Though even though I did not really care for Sailor Moon, I do remember remember myself trying, I don't know about desperately, but definitely trying to record Sailor Moon on VHS growing up. I think it was because there was lack of anime in the West, and the ones that are the most familiar, I was like, oh, I guess I can watch that, and if it turns out okay, I guess I can watch it. I never really got into the whole Moon Prism Power stuff. I do get certain things, they look really pretty, and oh yeah, the girls that are fighting, that's cool. I understood that, but for whatever reason, it just did not jump to me as much as I guess shonen to some degree, but also I don't know. I would think that I grew up with this. I would be like, oh, I love this. This is nostalgia at its finest, but it did not jump out at me initially. I mean, nowadays, I can appreciate the pretty art because I cannot do that to save my life. At the same time, though, did she have red eyes? Oh shoot, I messed up. Oh, I could do something with that a bit later. This blue. I'm trying to find which is the correct blue. Yes. Do a lighter blue. And the downside is I have to wait for it to dry. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to bleed everywhere and it irks the hell out of me. Thankfully, I do have those white marker pens, the acrylic white marker. At the same time, though, I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. Also, thank you for the like, whoever did that. I appreciate it. I always do. I hate feeling like I say stock words or phrases for thank you, but I'm not very good at expressing myself, but I do really appreciate every time people hang around. Okay, so it's turning out kind of okay. Red, okay. Oh, sugar lumpies, I messed up. Can I stretch it out? See, if I'm in a rush, I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, because I made a boo-boo there, but I think I can hide it. Blue, right. Also, I need, yeah, like I mentioned, I have to time the drying process. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem later when it's ugly. Wait. This one is here. Okay. Just checking. And then her, okay, they're matching blue. All right. Oh, yeah, because she has white and blue. She has more blue. Okay. Yeah, try not to do things when you're in a rush, but I don't have that luxury. Well, I just found out this morning, like, oh crap, that lady, she does work a lot harder, and I feel bad. So I want to show appreciation and not sound like a jerk. I don't know. Okay, so we have blue. I need to work on said blue. What was I going to talk about? I didn't write notes today. I'm kind of haphazard. I gave some of the gifts already this morning, and they were super happy about it. And I really like giving gifts to people, not just that they deserve it, just because they were just working so hard and doing the best that they can, even if they will admit, oh, one of these days again. And so I just want to show my appreciation for all of their hard work. Even though it's not much, I try to be nice about it. I wanted to do more art stuff, because I realized I need to give out some of these things that I'm just stockpiling into my closet, but I have to sift through them because I actually have a lot. Maybe next year I need to prepare better and do a more craft sort of thing. Painting, while it's okay, it's a bit nerve-wracking. As you can see here, I'm low-key making mistakes, and I don't like doing that, especially when I know better. But at least the stuff that's already done, I can I have some gifts already made. I just got to clean it up, and there you go. I'm done. But at the same time, I have to make sure there's no gross stuff or lints, and I have to trim things. Let me see if I have a tiny break. So I'm going to be giving these two away to that. Oh, I think she can give to her daughter. She has a daughter in my son's class, but I will give these two, but I have to give them a little haircut. Some of them are a little bit fraying here. I forgot how old these are. These are probably 4 or 5 years old. I kind of forgot. And these are really cute. And I am willing to part from them. And I am very selective. I also almost always say not for sale, 98% of the, no, 99.85% of the time, just because I have a hard time parting with things I make, especially if I think they're cute. But when it's several years later and I'm like, oh, I look at it again, then I'm thinking, oh, what was I thinking? I should have given it to someone. But yeah, I need to also work on my clutter. But I also have to be careful of people possibly taking advantage of me, because that has happened before. And I don't always disclose that I am giving away gifts. I will always say no, but I have some. The other thing is I have to make sure they're okay, because like I mentioned, they've been in storage and wear and tear happens despite putting them away carefully. There's always something that happens with my crappy luck. And so I need to do that, especially after the upcoming events in this month. I will just send an announcement on the in the post later on. I don't like making a big deal of things. Like dramatic wise for fun, yes, I don't mind. That's another story. But like in real time, like real life things, I really don't like. 9 out of 10 times I don't want to talk about it unless I talk to a friend. And I don't have that many of those. So I have to like weigh my options, whether or not I say anything. But some people get upset when I don't say anything, especially if it's like bad news and it happened to me. Like, why didn't you tell me earlier? I could have, I'm like, I don't know. You weren't around. What do you expect me to do? Wait for you to show up? So I also take it upon myself to not want to reach out, because I do know everyone has lives. Everyone has problems. And so I always keep my mouth shut. And sometimes they say, oh, you need to let it out. You need to who? Because there are people who take advantage of that, like they use that against you in a time where like when you're arguing, or you were vulnerable and you bring it up and they say, oh, okay, I understand. And then they throw it back in your face later. That has happened to me before. And so it makes you condition you to not want to share with other people. And then they wonder, well, how come you don't talk so much? Well, bad experiences, let's just say. But anyway, it takes me a while to reach out, but it really varies. And I have to know this person for X amount of years. I don't like the whole thing about getting to knowing a stranger, like little to know, and then you just start venting and raging about whatever the heck's going on in your life. I don't like doing that. I feel bad dumping that much crap onto another person. I always apologize the rare times that I do, even. Sometimes they say, oh, it's okay, but sometimes you never know. I get the feeling that people are like, are you done complaining? Because I've had people tell me that. Yes. And so like, what's the point of me telling you things if you're going to sound like that? So I usually just cut them off. But they expect me to be their emotional tampon. And I'm like, I don't want to. Shut up. Okay, anyway, so this is a little rainy. Or Chibiusa. I don't remember liking her. She was kind of a butt. She might have had reasons, but she was still a butt. Or at least in the English dub, she was a butt. I also didn't like Darien. Like, he looked good, but at the same time, like, wasn't he in college when he was dating Serena, when he was in college and she's 13, 14 years old? I'm like, oh, okay. When you're watching this as like, you're around the same, I think I was around the same age as Serena when I was watching Sailor Moon. That flew over my head. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he looks good. I guess that's fine. And then turns out, yeah, I think he was in college, see, I hate this. It bleeds. It bleeds. But if I don't touch it for a while, then it should be fine. Okay, now I gotta let this crap dry. Because if I don't, it gets stupid and I hate it. See, some of it's already leaking like into their hair, into that, into like, oh, such a hassle. Okay, and I have oatmeal that I didn't finish because some things happened and I couldn't eat. Meanwhile, while I wait, I can look at these for a bit. So this is from like this postcard set that I bought. I think I bought this on Amazon, and like they're basically watercolor postcards. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Sorry, my voice cracked a bit, but I get excited and my voice cracks. And so I thought, oh, this is a good way for me to start doing watercolors again. And this was the very first one. Oh, this was so pretty. I like this one. I want more like this. This is freaking cute. This one was the second attempt of the poison apple. I like this a lot because the first attempt, I think I was drawing the other one. I think I showed this a while ago, but it's been a while, so I can show again. So this was the first attempt. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? But then when I saw the other reference, which was from the original Snow White movie, the Disney one, and I was like, oh, I found it. I gotta paint it. I like the roundness of the apple versus this. So I think I'm going to paint over this and just figure something out. This one, for the death of me, I remember doing this. And then I stopped, then forgot that I did it. But then I saw the reel where I got the screen cap from. And then I was thinking, didn't I paint this? And lo and behold, I did. I freaking forgot. But instead of the usual red panda colors, I just did whatever this is. Here we go. And yes, I think out of the entire bunch, this is probably my first favorite. And I like how I do very, very contrasting things like, oh, a cute little fluff ball. What the hell is that? But I'm sorry. I did not do all watercolor. I'm not that confident in that skill. So I had to use, what the heck? I think I used like acrylic paint pens and some regular ink pens, but this was so much better because I do feel that is my stronger element versus watercolors by itself, because I'm not that good and I don't take care of my brushes. I think this one was just a test. This might have been the sky, but I'm like, maybe I should put something on it. I don't know yet. And then I have sadness. My kid says that's Blue Mama. Blue Mama, he's referring to me. I mean, I like sad songs. They sound more honest than the actual happy-go-lucky songs, but at the same time, I'm like, why does she have a lot of... I used to wear most of these things, and at one point, I did have round glasses. What is this life? Oh, and this is also one of the works in progress that were failures, so I had this one, and then this one. I think this was supposed to be in Japan, and they had like a bunch of umbrellas hanging overhead, and then there was like a little figurine or doll with an umbrella, but I put Tuxedo Sam and I didn't like it, so I might just put color pencils on it. So yeah, there was that. Okay. Yeah, you would think with this size I would be more comfortable, but it takes a bit longer for me. I have ham. I like ham. I have gotten to the point where the small card art, it's a lot easier for me to deal with versus, oh God, see, this is still wet. I don't like it. Actually, I have to make gifts for 2 more people, I think. And I don't like this. I'll probably paint over it because I can. My God, I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't do this earlier. I knew I was supposed to do all this gift stuff, but I got tired and sick, and plus my kid got sick, and so yeah, that's my fault. I had this plan at least like a month ago, and then I did things last minute again. Whoops. Well, thankfully, I did finish the painting I made for my kid's teacher. I did the gift bags for the few staff members that I did interact with, or my son interacted with. I feel bad I didn't give more, but I didn't know them too well, so yeah. But then the other person I'm making this for, I always see her being really proactive the entire year. And I think even last year that when my kids started going to school and I realized, oh, I don't have anything for her, but I don't really talk to her because she's always talking to everyone. She's always busy, but I do want to show appreciation for all of her hard work, but it's not much. I'm trying. But yeah, I'm only trying to get like, ugh, I don't like this. I don't like you. Get out. Get out forever. So yeah, summer vacation nostalgia. It is summer vacation after 2:30. Why is there? What's going on? I see a screen. Oh, ew. No. I didn't ask for that. There's some weird thing showing up. Maybe I pressed the button, but I was like, no, I didn't ask for you, Copilot. Maybe I pressed something and I wasn't aware. Summer vacation. I'm trying to think what I did on summer vacation as a kid. I went to my dad's work at the veterinary clinic. That's what I did. That's what I remember doing. Yeah, like, oh, you can go swimming, you can go to the park, you can go to amusement parks with your friend. No, I didn't do that. I rarely ever did that stuff. Like I mentioned, off and on, most of my childhood was spent at my dad's veterinary clinic because he owned his own business, but he could barely ever leave unless it's maybe a 3-day weekend sort of deal. And that's if all of our schedules work. Well, I mean, as students, yeah, it is. But as you get older and some of the siblings get older, they have jobs and they have to stay behind, or they have like an important paper or research project. They have to stay behind and blah, blah, blah. So it was mostly family oriented. I rarely ever went with friends. And the few times I had, of course I have friends, but I never really went out for summer stuff until like maybe college years. And even that was kind of rare because I was also still helping out with family. I didn't realize my life was very family oriented until I shared and compared notes with my husband when he talked about his school life in China, where he would spend time at the dorms and be with his friends and play music and this and that. And he was like, oh, how was yours like? Well, I was like, I didn't have the dorm life because family, and I had to help with family a lot. I try not to get into super specifics, but yeah, I was always helping out with family. And I also had a part-time job and I was a full-time student, and some not so good things happened around school years. And so I was like juggling things. How I managed to do things back then versus if I were able to do it now, I don't think so. I was like, how the heck did I do that in my early 20s, mind you? What the heck? That was kind of scary. But at the same time, I am glad that I got those things done and over with rather than delaying. Though I did graduate a little bit late, but I'm just glad that I even got out at all. So there are people I know and heard of that just insist on staying in college until they're like over 40. I'm like, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Get out of it. But some people like not having to deal with real life things. And I understand, like real life work. And I did that. It sucks. But, at least you know where your money's coming from and it's a steady paycheck and you can buy your own things and save up money and have health insurance and all that good stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to do all that. Well, as for me, I did I work in this? I don't remember. I need to recollect because my brain trying to remember so far back. Despite how I sound, I am a lot older than probably most of you. It was quite interesting to realize that my childhood was not like a common childhood. I was always helping out with working or helping feeding the dogs and cats and cleaning up poop. So I do have a high tolerance for cleaning up animal poop. People poop, however, don't tell me. Don't tell me. And not that I worked with people poo, but I want to keep it that way. But I guess those who work with people who get a lot more money, I assume. So I admire that. I don't laugh at that. I admire that because I cannot. I am hypersensitive to smells. It really is annoying of a shortcoming. Oh my God, that's kind of creepy, but not what I wanted. But we'll see. Let's see the progress of this. It's still wet. Okay, I'm going to add a tissue because this is taking forever. Like, stop taking 500 years to dry. Okay, so let's continue. With what? See, it bleeds on here. This pisses me off. That's why I don't like it. I can maybe hide it with crayon. I think I can still use colored, no, ink pens, because there is lines. So thank God for that. That's I do have at least a strength in drawing with pens. Oh gosh, I get more notifications from KFC than actual people. I just noticed. That's why I don't want to have like apps from fast food restaurants and then they keep messaging me and then I notice I get more messages from them than the actual people that I know. It's like, that's depressing. And it is, but I try not to think too hard. Okay, so that part is sort of ugly, but I'll fix it eventually. So what is next? Blue. Okay. No, gray. This does have. Okay, yeah. This is good. Did I make a boo-boo? Okay, so this is. Oops. Whoopsie doodle. Oh my gosh. Did I make a massive boo-boo? I probably did. So other things in vacation. I think maybe around high school I was able to go, but still not a lot. But I was able to go with my friends a few times, but usually to her house, or we play video games or watch anime at her dad's house. I remember that. Poop on a rope. I messed up. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'm good at hiding my mistakes to some degree. So let's work on her friggin' face. Oh, that's more pink, but it's fine. I don't have... Do I? No, I don't. Like, my God, I gotta work on this fast so I have this done by 2:15. I don't like working under pressure, but when you have no choice, you have no choice. Okay, this is not too bad. And this one. Okay. Why is she turning blue? Is she a zombie? Okay. Let me get a cup that isn't full of yucks. Why aren't you listening to me? I said no yucks. Okay, this one seems fine. While I can just squeeze this, it's hard to control and it's easy for it to have like extra yucks on it. And I think my brush is messed up. I'm like, it's turning Serena or Usagi into a zombie. Where? Let's use you. Actually, I could try to dabble in some pink, but I worry it's just going to look weird. So, right, summer vacation nostalgia. Yeah, I was almost always at my dad's clinic, just helping out. I did ride bikes a little bit when the property at the time was totally unoccupied. There was no housing at all. Now there's a bunch of housing and like it's just all houses, really nice houses. I don't know what it is like inside, but it seems nice. Um the other thing is they have, I remember these corner stores and donut shops that my dad or my oldest brother would take me there to get like donuts. Looking back, we probably weren't supposed to be getting donuts. But they taste good, whatever. So we would just go to the corner store and get donuts or sodas and snacks, but not all the time. I remember getting like the popsicles. I have some other memories of getting popsicles, but in another way. I cannot talk about it. That's how I cannot. I don't remember if I told a friend about the popsicle situation, but I know my family knows what I'm talking about. So they're like, don't tell, don't tell. But at the same time, I'm all, maybe not. Let's not talk about it. Okay, so I think this will have to do. Because she's very pink, I noticed, but I don't want to make too much pink. Also, sorry, lately I haven't been doing comments. I apologize. That's my bad. I was trying to take care of the rest of this week and some important things off camera, so I have been quite swamped with important, boring grown-up things, and it irks the hell out of me. I also noticed the slow traction with my growth of YouTube, but it's not too bad. It's not going down, but it's also not going up either. But it is, but slowly but surely. Still, thank you so much if you are very patient. I don't even know if you even watch this stuff. I really appreciate it if you do, but if you don't, I totally get it. It's not part of your criteria of what you wanted in a YouTube channel. You just want to watch shorts of, and I just like, okay, fine. All right, and then the blue part, I don't know because I made a mistake again. So when I'm rushing, you are highly probable of making more mistakes. And yep, there it goes. I thought I can do some croquis warm-ups. I wanted to make that into the norm because I think that would be great for me to crank out more drawings faster and just to practice and improve on drawing a bit faster because I'm not getting any younger and I want to practice, but I had to do this instead. So that's my reasoning. that had to be put on hold. I did try yesterday as a live stream, but not here. I did on Instagram. No one showed up. Well, I think one person, and they just ducked on out. But I did do some speed drawing, and while it was okay, it was a bit annoying because I ended up not using that footage due to Instagram not allowing my stuff to go online again. I'm like, what the heck is that all about? And it says it'll upload once it is able to. And I was like, it'll auto upload. And it never did. So I was like, what now? What freaking now? And so I ended up discarding it. Looking back, it was not that bad. It was not that bad due to, well, no one showed up, only like a rando person. The other thing was, I might have been ranting. I'm not sure. I think I was. I kind of forgot. But either way, what's done is done. I already discarded it. So I might have to try again tomorrow. Even though I was like, oh, if I record yesterday, I don't have to do it the rest of the week. And now I don't have anything for that. So, oops. Yeah, the downside about the markers, sometimes these parts like don't want to come out. But I need it to come out, or at least spread out a bit, dang it. Yeah, I'm not very good at watercolors. You can see here, her stuff was leaking. I was like, no, why did you leak onto her blouse, you jerk? But them's the breaks. Gotta do with what you got. And I haven't made these into a gift yet, so this would be a good experiment to see what happens if I make someone like this as a gift. It is a postcard. You can totally put something under, write the address, but I wouldn't want this being thrown around in the mail. I'd be really upset, and then by the time the person gets it, it's like all covered in crap. I'd be so not very happy having to find out where my stuff went and it's all messed up because the post office did not give a crap. I'd be like, oh, why? Okay. Oh, shoot. Other things from summer vacation. Well, sometimes we would go on vacation to Monterey Bay over the weekend. My dad used to like that a lot. I wasn't sure if it's because there was seafood or anything, but he would almost always take us there like at least once a year. But at the same time, I didn't see much of the appeal. I mean, maybe the Bay Aquarium. That's the only thing I could think of. And just staying in a hotel and probably swimming. Not all the time. There's always like maybe the pool was closed, but there were times there was a swimming pool. I could barely remember. There's probably pictures lying around what we did, but I freaking forgot. Don't rely on my memory. I'm sorry, guys. But that was what we could afford to do. But there were some instances like we would go to like my dad's seminar of veterinary seminars where they have things like, I think at one point we also had at Disneyland, but that was a long time ago when I was 6. And if I went to Disneyland now, I think more than half of the rides that I'm familiar with are either closed down or about to close down. Like, oh my God, I'm so old. Yeah, you know that whole thing about, oh, millennials don't look their age, blah, blah, blah. I'm probably living proof of that, but not just how I look, but also how I sound. I don't know why. And as much as I want to say genetics and all that crap, I mean, yeah, but yeah. And if you're gonna ask me for what's your secret, I'm like, I don't know. Okay, shit. The only other thing is I don't know how long this will last. And like maybe I'll look great today and then the next day, I'm 96 years old. Who knows? I don't know. All right, so we have something going on. It's a little damp. Maybe I could start doing the line art. I was gonna do colored pencil, but I don't have the proper brown. Do I? I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna take a picture of this sucker. Okay. Do I? I thought I had a brown here. I don't remember. I do, but I don't. This shit. Should I have pen, but now I I realize, where did I put said pen? Oh no, it's behind the screen. Oh my sweet chicken nugget. Oh, I guess I gotta do color pencil then. Choices. So, okay, now I keep knocking things over lately and it pisses me off. Where is that brown pencil? I just had it and then it's like, guess what I'm going now by? I have another canister, but I have to reach over because I suck. Oh. Yeah. Ow. Also, as you get older, you have to be careful with reaching out for things, or you can pull a muscle. Oh my God, I hate that. Like, you would just stretch out your foot and all of a sudden, oh, what is that? I guess I can, oh my God. I guess I can use it. Look how little this is. Okay, so let me see here. Oh my God, this is still wet. What the hell? Let's see. Actually, it's not too bad. Oh, I was just looking for you. Go over there. Go in your corner. Okay. Okay, I need to move my reference up here. And I so messed up. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh, I mean, I could. Oh no. Oh, I used to do clubhouses. I remember seeing clubhouses in like TV shows and tree houses. I think I would have died if I had a tree house. That would have been so cool, but we didn't have trees that could support that kind of weight. Not just me, but a tree house in general. So we would just make like a small house out of twigs, entirely out of twigs, because we had a lot of trees at my dad's clinic. So we would just stockpile and wrap the twigs up into a house. It was pretty good. I was surprised. However, when it rained and the dogs went poo and there's poo near the house, I was like, oh, okay. So it was just okay after a while, and then it just kind of sucked from there. Oh no. Shit. 48 minutes is not too bad. I don't know if I can finish it in that time, but it's still not too bad, I guess. Black Myth Wukong news. I haven't touched it. I'm sorry. I watch the videos that I made. That's what I do. But at the same time, I haven't been playing. I mean, I finished it 3 times, like almost, I think 3 to 4 times. That should be fine. But there's people who play it like NG plus 15, NG plus 23. Like, I'm not. I'm not that big of a fan if that's the case. But my husband and I were like, when is the next DLC coming out? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, guy. I don't know. And I was like, don't they have like a website for game science? He's like, oh, maybe. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just asking. Because I figure he would know more because it's a Chinese-based group and he can read the whatevers they have in announcements, but he hasn't really even bothered. And I can use Google Translate, but I don't know what gets lost in translation, to be honest. So, whoops. Hopefully by the time I give this out, it's dried properly. I don't know. I guess it looks like her, I guess. Do I have white? No. I was looking for this piece of, because I had a whole pack and I don't know where they went. And then I was like, where is the pack? Ugh, whatever. Okay, let me see if I can put some highlights because they look kind of dead in the eyes. It's a little better, but I think I have to use white paint, unfortunately. The marker can only go so far. As long as it looks like her, that's the important part. Oh, I remember one thing, but I'm not sure if it was in spring around this time or summer, but I remember at the clinic, there was like a whole bunch of ladybugs going all over my dad's roses at the parking lot. And me and my cousin would try to gather as much ladybugs as possible. I don't remember what happened. I don't think we threw them or we just like, oh, I caught more than you. Like, oh shit. But I remember my cousin and I would try to get as much ladybugs. Well, maybe it was just me, but I remember just trying to get as much ladybugs as possible. There was just so many, to the point where we saw some weird ones, like orange ones, and the ones that made pee on you out of a defense mechanism. But it was really cool just seeing like there's so many ladybugs, and they were really fun to catch. But I think that memory triggered because when I was getting some gifts for my kid's graduation on Monday, I went to Trader Joe's, and originally I didn't mean to buy a bouquet of flowers, but when I was looking for flowers, I was like, oh, I should get something because I remember last year some parents got them like little graduation things for their kids. Like, oh, I should do that for Wesley. I want him to feel a little special once in a while. And so I went to the flower section and I saw a ladybug in one of the carnations. I think it's a carnation. So I ended up buying 2 bouquets instead of 1. I gave the carnations to the teacher and then the other one to my son. But throughout the entire time when I was at the mall, I was trying to keep an eye on the ladybug because I didn't want it to fall out. I was planning to just like let it go somewhere where there's like more plants. And it was really cute, but it kept trying to come out. But then I switched it to the other bouquet, the yellow one. And I took pictures. I gave it a name. Colonel Thaddeus Biggums. I don't know. But later on, when I went to Daiso and I checked after the purchase at Daiso, it was gone. I don't know what happened. It was just totally gone. I was like, oh no, Colonel Thaddeus Biggums, where did you go? And that was it. That was the end of that story. Oh my God, that was so sad. I barely had that little critter and it was already gone. Wah. but it was fun while it lasted. I did take as much pictures and videos as I did, so I do have some attachments. But I was like, what the heck? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, man? Where'd you go? Oh, hi, nice meeting you. Can say that Kotaro. What's up? I'm just doing this. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay, thanks for letting me know. I should consider having a moderator, but I'm not that popular enough to warrant a moderator. $56. Okay, I have to wrap it up soon. That's what I got so far. It's not too bad, but I could have done so much better. I swear. Hopefully I actually see the parent. The other thing is I don't know this person too well, but I know that she does work a lot at the school, so I want to give this before the end of school. The other person, there was one more person I also wanted to give a gift to, but I asked my kid, is that teacher there on Wednesdays? He said no. I was like, oh crap, because I saw her on Monday during the ceremony, and I was like, crap, that might be the last time I see her. I can hold on the gift until next year and give it to her, or I just eat the chocolate, eat the present, limited edition banana chocolate, mind you, being fancy much. But yeah, I was like, oh crap, I should have, but I did not. I didn't know, guys. I didn't know. Yeah, summer vacation. I didn't have much of a interesting one, but over the years, kinda. But in recent years, I was in China, so and I was teaching, and I had to do summer school courses. Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't want to say I hated it, because I when I think of summer, I think of lounging around, being lazy, and just taking a break from things. But when I was doing summer programs in China, oh my God, I was like working at one point 7 days a week. And there was like a day or two, or maybe a few more, I don't remember, but I only had like a 15-minute break, and I would start from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I was getting really cranky because I'm antisocial like that, and I needed to not be around people. But people wanted to have dinner, people wanted to hang out, and I was visibly upset because I'm like, I'm done with people. I need to go home. And I don't like sounding mean and a bitch. But at the same time, I don't want to be around people too long because I might snap at them. And it's not their fault, but I don't want to be around people too long. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. as a teacher, and you have to like be all happy and it's, you can kind of tell it's not my personality, but I don't know if I can fake it or not, but I managed to do what I can. However, when you're doing that all summer and you just want to just not deal with that anymore, oh my God, I'm a pain in the butt. But there were some fun things about the teaching overseas, like the games and talking to the students. And my God, they're crazy intelligent in China. And I always hope for the best for them. Even I don't know about the bratty ones. There are bratty ones, but I try not to get too involved with that stuff because I will yell back. I don't care. But at the same time, I also have to be careful because they're, maybe I can yell back, but so can their parents. So I try not to be, I just try to do what I'm supposed to be paid for, and that's it. I don't want to get too invested and give myself a headache. Because there's some ungrateful kids, or even the parents take them out because, like, oh, she's not foreign enough. And so that has happened, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I can't do much about that. But yeah, summer vacation in childhood versus my adult years, it's kind of like extremes, not like a normal where you just lie around and go blue. I would love to have that kind of opportunity, just act lazy and just do nothing. That's what I miss about childhood, just doing nothing. Now with phones and stuff, you feel like, let me sharpen this, that if you waste time, you're wasting your life. Whereas you didn't have that much of that concept when you were a kid. You just want to watch TV, watch cartoons, eat junk food, fall asleep somewhere, wake up and go play. And yeah, like good times, man, I swear. But nowadays, it just feels like everyone's on their phone. I mean, I can't clown on them too much. I'm one of those people. It sucks, but at least I have this kind of hobby, so I'm not totally like all the time on the phone. I'm kind of glad I don't have that, but at the same time, it is easy to fall to that stuff. Okay, let me get at least this part. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I cannot finish, or maybe I'll just work on the arm a little bit and then call it the day. There's another arm, and I messed up, but I think I can hide it because that's fine. Oh my God. I don't know what that announcement on the chat box was all about, but oh well. Oh no, I'm not totally done. I have to do the ribbons. The annoying ribbons. Yeah, I screwed up. There's supposed to be something here. Oh, Lord have mercy. Maybe I could hide it with paint. I don't know. Okay, there's, wait, oh, there's this one, and this one. All right, so it's just okay, but not too bad. This one is a little bit messed up, but I'll live. That's okay. Oh, cute. Who the hell's messing with me? Okay, let me turn that to thing. Okay, sorry. So what did I do? Oh, it's practically done. That's a rarity in itself. Yay, yay, yay. But I still have to fix the shiny area. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of specks and crap on there. Okay, I see. As you can see, this is what I did basically today was this to last minute art. Hopefully by the time it's time to go to pick up my kid and I actually see the person, this stuff's all dried. No guarantee, but we'll find out. I will find out. And then I might make a, do a vid. No, I'll just do a post because I'm lazy. And then I'm trying to think what else. There's not much. I was talking about, what is it? Summer vacation, and mine was not the common kind because I was helping out my dad at work, and we were very, my family and I, we just spent a lot of our time with family. I rarely ever had time to go out with like friends, and plus, my dad was busy, but he would try to do what he can to spend time with us with his own trips, but they were mostly work oriented, but it is what it is. You just take what you can get. And then but I still enjoyed the time I had with vacation, especially remembering things that I used to do back then that I cannot do now, like eat a big meal, take a nap, and go out and play after said nap. Or you just I don't know. There's just so much going on that I kind of forgot. That sucks. Okay, so there's a blue area. I'll fix it. So that's not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, shoot. Hide my mistakes with white paint. Anything on internet news? I try not to look at that stuff too much. It depresses the hell out of me. Not much, thankfully. Well, there is, but I'm like, I don't care. Okay, after this, I'm gonna leave before someone shows up and wonders, what's going on, guys? Nothing. I just need to color this area up a bit and then get on out. Actually, I'm kind of not sure what the heck I talked about because I'm like scrambling to do this and hope I'm like, oh, I hope this gets better, but who knows? I don't. It doesn't look too bad, at least. That's a relief. Hey, not bad at all. Though this is going to bother me. So that'll be it for now. I got to go on now. Thanks for those who commented or even sent a like or even dropped by, though I'll try not to take it personal that you only stuck around for 2.5 seconds. I'll live. Still, thank you so much. I appreciate it if you watched it all the way, especially. Thank you. Let me know if you did. You might get a drawing. Who knows? But this is Delion signing on out. Have a great rest of your Wednesday and the rest of your week. Happy summer. And I will see you next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Delion signing on out. Bye-bye.